Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to skip all the little, actually no, let's not skip the pleasantries. How are you doing? Really truly, I hope you're doing good, and I hope you're vibing and thriving wherever you are. But anyway, back to what I was saying, business as usual. I'm going to be doing a little bit, well, as you can see, this video is slightly different than usual. This is more of like a sit down talk, let's vibe and you know, react to a couple things. I've been paying attention a lot to the presidential campaign recently, and I feel like I've been paying attention a lot to a lot of things, and it's just made me think and see the world in a different light. And so I wanted to watch this video and react to it for you guys, so you guys can see my reaction. Anyway, let's get into this video. So this is Trump's speech on freedom of speech. Yeah. All right, let me go. Stop playing, Jules. Stop playing, Jules. They want just watch their video. They want just watch their video. Let's go. Stop playing. I ain't stop playing for real. All right, here we go.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If
that is true. And also, I'm gonna say, as I'm listening to this speech, even though it's obviously directed to the people of America, blah blah blah, I'm actually gonna try and listen to what he's saying and apply it to my own country, and just, you know, just in general, apply it to general life, you know. So yeah,
if our right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans and reclaim.
See, when it comes to this whole idea of free speech, to be honest with you, I do feel like we're living in a society now where, you know, you can't, anything that you say is interpreted as, you know, as hateful language. I feel like society, it just feels like we're like in this weird pressure cooker where it feels like you can't say certain things. You're walking on eggshells all the time. Even if you ask a question, or like you're always thinking of like choosing the right words. Even if you ask a question just out of pure curiosity, sometimes it's taken as hate. And it's like there's no, it's almost like we've taken out the middle ground where, you know, we can have opposing views or opinions or whatever beliefs, but still be able to sit down and talk. It's like we can't do that anymore. Like when you look at all this, I don't know, I just feel like it's just weird. Like you can't, people are afraid to say certain things because they're gonna get cancelled. People are afraid to say certain things because they're gonna be viewed as hateful. Like it's just all too much. And we should be in a society where if we have different views, different opinions, we can still talk, sit down and freaking talk and debate. Where is the art of debating anymore? Where is the art of just saying, okay, this is my view, this is what your view is. You know, we might not change each other's views, but at least we could talk about the gray areas, or like, you know, and understand better why we think what we think, or why we view what we view. But I also think that there's a massive agenda for sure in media to kind of like push a certain narrative. And I feel like media has now become very hateful. The media has become the things that it accuses people of doing, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Call back to you if it does. Anyway, let's carry on.
Is a very important word in this case because they've taken it away. In recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people.
So this is another thing as well, when it comes to kind of like, when they talk about the deep state and they talk about like the government within the government, they're usually referring to people like the CIA, the FBI, or in England, the MI5, the MI6. No one actually knows what these people do. No one. Do you know how mad that is? No one actually knows what these people do. Like, that is insane. That is insane that no one knows what these people do. But yeah, they wake up, they go to work. You know, they wake up, they go to work. They do things with our money. And sometimes, well, probably a lot of the time, the things that they do is just very horrible, nasty things in other people's countries, to create more division and create more chaos, to get people to think a certain way. They create narratives across the world, and then they sit back and watch people just fight each other. That's just what they do. That is what we pay our deep states and our secret agencies and whatever they want to call themselves to do. You and me. How'd that make you feel? Let's carry on, shall we?
They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health. The censorship cartel must be dismantled and destroyed, and it must happen immediately. And here's my plan. First, within hours of my inauguration, I will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens.
This I agree with. Like, no secret agent or no government should have the right to censor, and both ways, censor information amongst its people. So in terms of it delivering information, talk about the media, it shouldn't be one-sided. It should be, you should have journalism with integrity, and then also likewise from the people's perspective, they shouldn't be censored in terms of what they can and can't say. Obviously, it's all about saying things in a way where it isn't harmful to each other. You know, we still have a world that we share. But I think we're just being discouraged from having healthy debates. Bring back healthy debates. Bring back the space where you can... They talk about safe spaces a lot. And I'm just like... For a long time, I always thought to myself, like, what does that mean? We keep throwing these like buzzwords around, like safe space, EDI, and this and that. And it's just like, what does that actually mean? What does that mean? What does a safe space mean? You know, if we have different opinions, we're going to have different views of what safe spaces mean. But yeah, who dictates that? You know? It's just, I don't know. Let's carry on.
I will then ban federal money from being used to label domestic speech as mis or disinformation. And I will begin the process of identifying and firing every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship, directly or indirectly, whether they are the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health, Human Services, the FBI, the DOJ, no matter who they are. Second, I will order...
Trump is dropping names, yo. Oh! Trump just put everybody on blast. He said, I'm coming for the DOJ, the FBI, the EIA, the DEB, the DWU, the BDB. He's coming for all y'all. Okay.
Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in the new online censorship regime, which is absolutely destructive and terrible, and to aggressively prosecute any and all crimes identified. These include possible violations of federal civil rights law, campaign finance laws, federal election law, securities law, and antitrust laws.
Okay, sorry to keep pausing in this, but this is a very valid question. Please put it in the comment section if you've got this far in the video. Is Trump's hair really real? Like, honestly, like, I've always wondered. At first I thought it was a toupee, but I don't know. Is his hair... This is just a genuine question that I would really like an answer to. Like, I just want to know if his hair is real or not. I mean, he has a lot of money. So yeah, let me know if you know if his hair's real.
The Hatch Act and a host of other potential criminal, civil, regulatory, and constitutional offenses. To assist in these efforts, I am urging House Republicans to immediately send preservation letters, and we have to do this right now, to the Biden administration, the Biden campaign, and every Silicon Valley tech giant, ordering them not to destroy evidence of censorship.
Wow. He said, look, world, there's a you think I'm bad? Let me show you who's bad. There's a bunch of all these corrupt, bad people who have been running the country and by extension, the world. They're doing all sorts of crazy, illegal stuff. They think that they run the world, but really they have no morals from which they're really truly rooted in. Morals of any good standard anyway. And it's got to stop. Trump said... Trump literally just said, listen, I'm about to just peel back the curtain. Just make sure y'all are ready and make sure y'all have your popcorn, because it's about to get juicy. It's about to reveal a whole lot, from a whole lot to a whole lot. And I can't wait. I just cannot wait to see. I feel like, you know, back at the start of the year, was it the start of the year? Yeah, I think when Cat Williams did his interview and it like basically broke the internet or whatever, and he was saying 2024 is a year of revelation and everything that's been done in the dark is gonna come to light. It's just better than any TV. Like just watching the light being shone in dark places. Perfect. I love it. Let's carry on.
Upon my inauguration as president, I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk revising Section 230 to get big online platforms out of censorship business. From now on, digital platforms should only qualify for immunity protection under Section 230 if they meet high standards of neutrality, transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination. We should require these platforms to increase their efforts to take down unlawful content such as child exploitation and promoting terrorism, while dramatically curtailing their power to arbitrarily restrict lawful speech.
I want to say this. I stopped it, then I had to unstop it again and then stopped again. But anyway, if Trump is able to do this, all this thing, everything that he's talking about, and just basically reforming everything and bringing a bit more balance to the system, I can't wait for people to see the before and after, and then that would speak for itself, rather than all this kind of like, you know, bashing each other and blah blah blah. Let's literally compare. You guys have had 4 years of Trump before. At the time, I wasn't really paying attention to any of the narratives or things being said about Trump. The whole narrative was that he was a bad guy or he was racist, he's that, and I never really looked into it. I never really did my fact check. I don't really think he's racist. I don't think he says some crazy stuff, but I don't think he's like anything that they've been saying that he's like Hitler or a fascist or whatever. He's actually, I find him actually quite funny. I think he's funny more than anything, and you can tell he has a good sense of humor. But anyway, yeah, I want people to see the before and after, and I can't wait for people to compare the two. So if he's able to do this and it's, you know, it brings to light all the corruption and people see with their own 2 eyes, and then they're able to fix the system, then people can just, you know, have nothing else to say. I can't wait to see that. Anyway.
Fourth, we need to break up the entire toxic censorship industry that has arisen under the false guise of tackling so-called mis- and disinformation. The federal government should immediately stop funding all nonprofits and academic programs that support this authoritarian project. If any U.S. university is discovered to have engaged in censorship activities or election interferences in the past, such as flagging social media content for removal of blacklisting, Those universities should lose federal research dollars and federal student loan support for a period of 5 years and maybe more.
Wow.
We should also enact new laws
he ain't coming to play with nobody
who partner with private entities to do an end run around the Constitution and deprive Americans of their First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights. In other words, deprive them of their vote. And once you lose those elections, and once you lose your borders like we have, you no longer have a country. Furthermore, to confront the problems of major platforms being infiltrated by legions of former deep staters and intelligence officials, there should be a 7-year cooling off period before any employee of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DNI, DHS, or DOD is allowed to take a job at a company possessing vast quantities of U.S. user data.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair, especially when you know that these agencies have been doing some really bad stuff. Like, I think that's fair. You shouldn't be allowed to infiltrate, and, you know, especially with companies that have like a lot of data, like people data, which is what is so important to these people. Sorry, y'all, I think my camera just, I don't know what happened. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, I feel like they shouldn't be allowed. They infiltrate. We know they do a lot of bad stuff, and it makes sense, and I think that's great. Anyway, let's carry on.
The time has finally come for Congress to pass a digital Bill of Rights. This should include a right to digital due process. In other words, government officials should need a court order to take down online content, not send information requests such as the FBI was sending to Twitter. Furthermore, when users of big online platforms have their content or accounts removed, throttled, shadow banned, or otherwise restricted, no matter what name they use, they should have the...
Has anyone noticed that a lot of the times when people start to say things that, you know, I don't personally believe in conspiracy theories. I feel like it's not a conspiracy theory when there's truth to it, and a lot of the things that people tend to say always come out to be true. I feel like people use my people, the people who are actually doing these bad things, these secret people or whatever, you know, these elite people, they are the ones that like to throw the conspiracy theory word around, kind of confuse people and stuff. But yeah, a lot of these people are like hiding in plain sight. Hiding in plain sight. How scary is that? And I don't like the whole censorship. The minute you start to say something that they don't like, then they start to, you know, label you and say you have mental health problems and you have this and that. And it's like, no, we're just trying to tell the truth. And it's sad that a lot of people still are unaware of what really goes on in the very world that they live in. A lot of people think that, you know, and I guess maybe this most of those people or some of those people could be like ignorance is bliss, but I feel like we're just heading towards a time now where that kind of ignorance is bliss can only protect you for so long. Like, you actually, the new protection is being aware and being, you know, clued on to what's going on and fact checking and being inquisitive and curious and asking questions and not taking things at face value and actually paying attention. Is a new protection. You know, that ignorance is bliss can only protect you for so long. But let me stop rambling. What do I know?
To be informed that it's happening, the right to a specific explanation of the reason why, and the right to a timely appeal. In addition, all users over the age of 18 should have the right to opt out of content moderation and curation entirely, and receive an unmanipulated stream of information if they so choose. The fight for free speech is a matter of victory or death for America for the survival of Western civilization itself. When I am president, this whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large. There won't be anything left. By restoring free speech, we'll begin to reclaim our democracy and save our nation. Thank you, and God bless America.
Go on, Trump. Go on, Trump. All right, my boy. All right, we hear you loud and clear. We hear you loud and clear. I think that I agree with pretty much a lot of the things that he said. I think freedom of speech is really important, and we are in a society where a lot of people are getting silenced. A lot of people are getting censored. We get censored information that has no integrity in it whatsoever. What is the point of censoring information when you're supposed to be presenting all facts for them people to make their own decision, right? Rather than just sharing one side and just wanting people to believe that side, or think about or meditate on or take that side as what the situation is, what the truth is. People say the truth has, there are two sides to every story, two sides to every coin. But who knows, man? At this point, this world is just, I don't know. But anyway, let me know what you think in the video. Let me know what you think of the video in the comment section below, and let me know what other videos you want me to react to. Hope you're enjoying this video. Hope you're vibing and thriving wherever you are. And until the next video, we're out. Okay, bye.